Hey kids, it's the Night 13 Saatva Classic Queen Size 14.5-inch review. I'm just going to talk very briefly today. The quick summary of last night's comfort is I actually think I had the 2 best hours of sleep I've had on that mattress since we got it. Just happened to be night 13, just about 2 weeks in. Sometime around 2 o'clock, I got up, went to the bathroom, came back in my normal zombie state, laid down, and the next thing I know, it was about 4:45, and I was actually drooling. It was awesome. However, bookending that 2 hours, I was again uncomfortable. Found myself hanging off the bed a little bit at one point. Really warm last night for some reason. The wife, she continues to wake up with a little bit of back pain, both up in the rhomboid area, which, if you know where that is, those are the muscles that connect the shoulder blade to the spine. They kind of go at an angle. And a little bit down lower back between her hips. So we're still struggling with it. Now that said, I had mentioned a couple of videos ago some of the other mattress types that are out there and why we chose not to go with them. I had mentioned in that video a particular quote-unquote brand of mattress. Not that we didn't choose because we never looked at it, but because it popped up on another review site. It's called Loom Leaf. Well, in yesterday's video, maybe it was 2 days ago, when I was at the Saatva website, I saw the Loom Leaf logo, and it triggered. I had mentioned this previously, and then I had to go back and look at my videos to see why I had mentioned it. So Loom Leaf is actually Loom Leaf by Saatva. Now here's what's interesting about that. I'm going to try to pull it up on the web right now. I went back and I looked at the link that I had looked at the day when I had mentioned Loom Leaf, and Loom Leaf was, in the article, a separate brand identified than Saatva. And I found that really interesting. So I went to Saatva to look at the Loom Leaf mattress to see what the difference was between it and the Saatva Classic that we purchased. And I'm going to put up on the screen for you is their cross-section picture of it. The Loom Leaf is coilless. There's no coils in it at all, whereas the Saatva Classic has 2 levels of coils. I find that to be very interesting. Now, the Loom Leaf, here's what I find really, really wild. They have only 2 comfort levels, relaxed firm and firm. And what I can tell you is throughout all of my shopping, I find that mattresses without coils generally have a medium and a firm. And that medium is more commonly referred to as relaxed firm. I've seen plush firm. I've seen soft firm, which is a very interesting play on words, but that jives with the experience that we have with my son's current mattress, which used to be our guest room mattress, that coilless mattresses that are just multiple levels of foam in some combination, generally are very supportive, but not very soft. They don't hug your body. They can feel soft. The memory foam can give you a slight feeling of being accepted into the mattress, so to speak. But in general, there's no, when you look at the actual technology of it, there's generally no space for the air to go. Yes, the foam has some air in it, but it still is mostly actual physical product. So even though you squish it down, a little bit of air will release, but there's a finite amount of space that you can go on that mattress. Whereas with coils are, each coil is mostly air with just coils that go around. So when you compress those, you have a lot of range to really play with there. The technology of it completely makes sense when you look at it. But I found that interesting. So when you're out there looking for mattresses and you see Loom and Leaf pop up, that's Saatva. I haven't laid on one. I don't know anything really about it other than what the Saatva website tells me. Throughout most of the websites that I found when I did a quick Google search just before I started filming this, Loom and Leaf by Saatva pops up in a lot of little articles and review sites that also talk about the Saatva Classic or Saatva as a brand by itself. And almost universally, Loom and Leaf by Saatva comes in at a lower rating. One site that I just had up, which was consumervoice.org, which you might say .org, but it was the first ad that popped up. And it has best, Saatva, 9.9 after 3,600 reviews. That's all well and good, right? Then we got Dream Cloud Sleep, Nectar, Cocoon by Sealy, which, by the way, they must be doing something really, really right with their SEO and their Google AdWords spend, because I had only seen the Cocoon by Sealy once or twice in the months leading up to our purchase. In the last 3 to 4 days, I'm getting slapped in the face with Cocoon by Sealy. So one of these videos, I'm probably going to look at the little comparison and with the Saatva Classic that we bought. And then number 5, Loom and Leaf. The picture shows the graphic of Loom and Leaf by Saatva, but this website treats it like it's its own brand. Gives it a 9.3 after 2,600 reviews. And that's pretty common across the board, is that Loom and Leaf is lower than Saatva when they're identified as separate. One thing I also found interesting on here is that purple is not mentioned. I keep finding websites that don't even reference purple. And purple's been around for a little bit now, a hot minute. So more websites should have purple in their reviews. I'm very intrigued by this purple brand. Our son, he doesn't necessarily like his mattress. He does think it's too hard. He's not even 100 pounds yet. So when we get the new one, we sleep on it. I'm projecting we're going to fall in love with it because it's the new version of what we used to have. It's also going to be a king size, so we don't have to have a boxing match every night. We're going to give the son our 1.5 inch memory foam topper that we're currently using to soften up the Saatva Classic and see how he does. And if after a month or so it's still sore and he's still not comfortable, maybe I'll spring for a purple for him. They have a very similar return policy to all these other online manufacturers. I have a gentleman who's been paying a little attention to these videos and commented that he tried a purple and that it was amazing. I know one person in Arizona who recently bought a purple, and they said it took them maybe 3 nights to get comfortable on it, and it is the softest, plushiest, most comfortable mattress they've ever laid on ever anywhere. And this person and I used to travel for work frequently together. And so we had both slept on tons of mattresses at every chain of hotel up and down the Southwest. So if they say it's really that comfortable, I gotta think that there's something behind this purple thing. So with no more ado, I will finish up today. Pretty simple. And until tomorrow, sleep well.